This is Talking Bullish, your Bradford Bulls fan podcast. And we're your hosts, Alan Raisin and Laura Micklefield.
After Alan and I took a week off, we will have a little look back at Magic Weekend and how the Bulls performed against the Rhinos. We're going to have a look back at the first win away at Huddersfield and have a preview to Wakefield on Thursday night at Huddersfield.
Yes, sorry to everyone if you were waiting for our stream last week and it didn't come. We had a minor incident with a pizza oven and basically ran out of time to pod, didn't we?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a nice evening in the sunshine, enjoying some wood-fired pizzas, wasn't it? But wasn't really to be.
No, unfortunately, we just couldn't keep it hot. I don't know, but...
Yeah, we just ran out of time in the end, so we didn't get to record last week. But because of that, we'll have a little look back at Magic Weekend before we go on to this week's match that has just gone against Huddersfield.
Yes, we will. So, as we know, it was a loss to the Rhinos, but it wasn't all bad, I think. I thought we played okay, so certainly in the second half.
Yeah, one of those where I thought the first half was pretty poor and kind of what we expected, a bit of a whitewash. And I thought we'd come out in the second half and it would really get away from us. But in fairness, we were quite resilient in that second half. Don't think it was too bad. I mean, the first half ended 30 points to 4, so it was kind of game already gone. So I thought they may have come out with the attitude of, we'll try as best, but it is what it is sort of thing. But yeah, it was much better in the second half and ended 50 points to 16, which obviously doesn't sound too great. But when you just look at it as two halves of rugby, the second half wasn't too bad at all, really.
So, not a great weekend overall because I think some of the other results, certainly Toulouse did really well, didn't they?
Yeah, absolute hammering of Catalan. Yeah, so the other results didn't really go our way, meaning that we slipped right to just above Huddersfield in the table. But yeah, it's one of those where I said it's kind of like if we get Leeds 3 times and points difference is not going to go in our favour. So it's just one of those where obviously if we'd have got Huddersfield 3 times it might have been a different story, but York have got it lucky on that one. Yeah. But yeah, it's what it is. Like we said, we're not expecting to be in the top half of the table this season anyway. It's a season to build. But yeah, I was proud of that second half. Thought it was a real good go. And my nephew and my dad went and said it was a really good atmosphere and the Bulls... fans were in full voice, which you could hear on the telly as well.
Yes, you could.
So that was nice to hear. But yeah, so bit of a disappointment, but not unexpected, I think was the summary for that one. But yeah, bit of a better result this weekend on Saturday.
Yes.
Yep, against Huddersfield away. So we get our first away win of the season.
Yay, well done, boys. Yes. At Huddersfield, as we say. So I think... we were expecting to put up a better performance against a struggling Huddersfield side, it's fair to say.
Yeah, I was hoping for a lot better performance. And like I say, we were playing Huddersfield, so I expected a win. But I was still a bit nervous, to be fair. Mm-hmm. And that first half did make me a little bit nervous. I thought, I'm not sure if we're going to win this, to be honest. But
that is true. We did score first at 8 minutes with Caleb Akins capitalising on a missed touch penalty, passing to Ryan Sutton, who crossed from close range.
Yeah, and that was converted by Atkins, so it gave us 6-0. It was, a bit of a shocker from Huddersfield, to be honest. They got the penalty, didn't find touch, and it gave the Bulls the ball back when really Huddersfield should have capitalised from it because we did have a bit of poor discipline. But we were lucky to get ahead. Just lovely crash ball from Sutton there, just straight over the line, took a couple of defenders with him, and straight over there and straight between the middle of the sticks as well. So it was 6-0 at that point.
Yeah, Huddersfield did then respond after 14 minutes as Adam Swift scored in left corner. But because it was so close to the touchline, they just missed the kick. Well, I think their kicker, of course, wasn't quite on form this week.
Yeah, and then it turned into a bit of a scrappy mess at this point. I think it was, we were kind of saying you could see a lot more when you're watching it on the telly rather than being there, and you can hear the commentary and see the replays that we were a bit slow, we were a bit scrappy, holding down a bit. We were kind of a zone worst enemy at times, and just like Huddersfield capitalised on that, and they actually got ahead for the first time in the match, where Adam Swift crossed for his second try and put the home side ahead 8-6 at this point because luckily they did miss the kick again, so only ahead by 2 points.
Yeah, but then it was Jaden Nikorima's turn, gathering a pass from Joe Mellor to score under the posts to recapture the lead 8-12.
Yeah, it was a bit against the run of play this. I was thinking that Huddersfield were kind of getting the momentum. They were seeming more like they were getting the decisions. They were, in fairness though, the referee, I didn't have much complaints about it, that when the six agains and the penalties were given, a lot of the time it was us who were doing things wrong. But we looked a bit lost, to be fair, looked a bit lost in attack, and then it was just kind of a bit of something out of nothing from Jaden Nikorima. Did a little step and a shimmy and got through the line on the last, and put us ahead 12-8 at that point.
And then just before half-time, Atkin gets a penalty goal to extend the lead to 8-14.
Yeah, I thought this was a good decision that we didn't seem to be getting much luck on the line. We had plenty of opportunity. We seemed to be up there quite a bit, but just not getting over. So took the 2 to push the scoreline out a bit, which means that they'd have to score and convert to get equal. But then just before half time, Huddersfield got a roll on, and after multiple kind of six against penalties, all the rest of it, Fulton was eventually sin binned. I don't think it was necessarily against him. It was just, the referee had warned us. We didn't speed up. He was the person on the tackle at that point, and it got put in the bin just before half time. So I thought, oh great, we're starting the second half with 12 men. But half time it was 14-8 to Bradford. So it was nice to be up at half time, but we made hard work of it.
Yeah, it was definitely, as you say, interesting watching it on the TV where you get to hear a bit more of what the ref is shouting. And it did seem, I don't know, just a lot of indiscipline. But I guess we'll sum that up at the end as well. But we start the second half pretty well. So after 8 minutes, Atkin kicks another successful penalty following a Giants error after the restart.
Yeah, so that was good. 16-8 at that point, so it put us to 2 scores ahead. So it was a smart thing to do. And like I say, the points weren't coming, they weren't flowing really at that moment. So good to take the kick again. Yeah, and then we capitalise again because the Huddersfield player was caught offside and he spilled the ball, which was then collected by a player in front of him, giving an offside. So it meant that we got another penalty, and this was in front of the post. So we said, we'll take another 2, taking it to 18-8 at this point.
Wacker Blake was next in at 66 minutes, selling a lovely dummy and scoring in the right corner to put really the game out of reach for Huddersfield.
Yeah, 24-8 at this point, because a lovely conversion from the touchline from Atkin. He did take his kicking boots for this game. He was quite good for the conversions and the penalty goals. I felt quite confident at this point. I think we've won the game, and it seemed that it kind of took until the last probably quarter of the match that I felt like we were playing a bit better and seemed to actually be penetrating the line. Up until then, like I say, it was either penalty kicks or just like a bundle over, because we seemed to just be like running up the middle a lot. But I know I was on text with my dad at the time and saying, like, why are we going up the middle? Like, just throw it to the edges. And then he came back saying, we've thrown it to the edge and we've scored a try, which it feels like we're going back to repeat for last season when we talk about that all the time, because we have been playing quite expansive and then we've gone to really conservative. And I don't know if it's because we have been kind of slipping down the table, the injuries, all the rest of it. But it seems to be a lot of kind of one up down the middle, but we're not a big enough pack to compete that way. Right. So I was really glad to see that we did actually throw it to the edges, got the try, and like I say, took it to 24-8 at this point and feeling confident. Yeah,
and I think really Huddersfield fell apart at this point because I think they were so desperate to get a try. They passed up on some easy points. I can't quite remember when it was, but they got a penalty quite close to our sticks, decided to run it, and it just came to nothing when they could have taken those points. So.
Yeah, Huddersfield were dire, to be fair. It's not nice to say about a team, but they didn't perform well. Just like you say, a lot of panicked rugby, I think, obviously desperate to try and get wins. They just kept throwing it out into touch, or like I say, penalties, not reaching the touch line, dropping the ball. It would just... Yeah, it was really scrappy from Huddersfield. In fairness, though, there was a late consolation try in the left corner for Huddersfield. which was improved by Tuilola here, which got them to 14 points. So it was 24-14 at this point with about 6 minutes to go. So I think they were thinking maybe they could get back into it, but it wasn't to be for Huddersfield.
No, as Ethan Ryan claims the win with a final try right on 79 minutes. Just before the hooter goes. And in fact, we kicked the goal just on 80 minutes. So final score 14-30.
Yeah, so like I say, it was good to get a win on the road, and I think the fans enjoyed seeing that, because I think there's been a lot of the avid followers on the away matches for Bradford and not seeing much of it this season, obviously with everyone being a loss. But it was nice to get the win, definitely. But I don't think it was the best performance by any means. It was quite painful to watch at times, wasn't it? Yes. And Huddersfield was so poor that it just, you were kind of playing poor opposition. We weren't playing very well. I mean, I think anyone would admit who was listening to this, it was a pretty poor quality game to watch.
Yes. I mean, I said during the match, you can tell why it's the bottom two teams fighting out. But like I say, it was obvious when we were watching on the telly, and maybe not quite so obvious in the stands, like the laying on tackles. You could hear the ref saying hold, and, we were just staying there and not moving at all. And I can't remember quite who it was in the tackle I was thinking of. But so, we were slow to move off. There was that awful barge off the ball, wasn't there? Just like brain explosions, like fifth tackle, they put in the kick and then just bashing someone off the ball into touch. It's like you're just giving them a chance. I mean, any other team would have been absolutely annihilated, because we were giving them good field position within like 10 metres off our line by just doing silly things like that. But luckily, because it was Huddersfield, they didn't capitalise on it. But do that against most teams in the league, then they definitely are going to capitalise on it. I think there does need to be a pretty good improvement to get any more wins this season, to be honest. I know that sounds a little bit dire, and I'm back to my pessimistic ways here, but it's gone a bit, I don't know, like at the beginning of the season, I know we were losing, but I felt quite confident. I think you felt the same, didn't you, Alan? We were losing, but we were competing, and it seemed like we were building, and it just feels like we're kind of slipping back a little bit. Whether we up it against the bigger teams, obviously we'll wait and see. But I think that second half against the Rhinos, going back to the week before, gave me a bit more hope that we would kind of put in solid performances. But this one against Huddersfield was a bit lacklustre. But in fairness, I suppose it's hard to play in a stop-start game where it's very scrappy anyway. There were a lot of the captain's challenges again, weren't there? And it were red hot as well. So look, I wouldn't have liked to been playing in the 31 degree heat or whatever it was on that day. So that could have had a massive influence on it as well. But it wasn't the prettiest to watch, but it was a win, and our first away win. So let's celebrate that. Definitely, yeah. And it took us up to 11th place above Cass. Yeah, so we're above Cass, Huddersfield, and Hull FC now. Oh, right, yes. Not doing too bad, but we didn't expect, as you say, to be high up the table this season. But a win's a win. We got 12 points, and we're looking forward to a game on Thursday. Yeah, it's one of those where it was good to get the win, and obviously we did go up the table a bit, but with York and Toulouse coming into their own as well, and they both picked up big wins. I mean, Toulouse picked up a massive win against Catalan, and then they've just picked up another massive win against St Helens. So they're just flying up the table now. We are on the same points as York and Toulouse, and I think it's positions 9 to 12 are all on the same points. So it is just points difference that's making obviously those positions, but we now find ourselves below both York and Toulouse. So if you're kind of judging of who you should be competing against this season, we're probably below where we'd hope we would be. But let's just see what happens next match, like you say. Yeah, but Doro and Akers celebrated milestone matches. Doro hitting 100 matches, is that with the Bulls? Or just 100?
Just career matches.
Career matches, yeah. And Akers hitting 300.
Yeah, so big congratulations to them. Nice to see Doro hitting the 100 and hopefully many more to come because he is brilliant. I do love his powerful runs up the field. And yeah, congratulations to Andy Ackers as well. Like I say, more seasoned player hitting the 300 as well.
Other matches last week, the ladies unfortunately fell to a 66-0 defeat to Manchester.
Yeah, the Academy was quite a close one, but they lost, unfortunately, to Huddersfield at 22-26.
Scholarship team again lost 18-28 to Huddersfield.
And yeah, it was a loss for the wheelchair team, which was 18-108. So yeah, it's not much luck for the rest of the teams this week, but two pretty close ones and two pretty far away ones. So, but yeah, hopefully they can both get back into the winning ways soon. But like we say, we know from our time talking to the wheelchair team, they knew it was going to be a tough ask for them getting straight back into Super League and playing these well-established teams. So I'm sure they'll only build. And like we say, when we talk to Noah as well, kind of same thing for the ladies. They're building, so they're not expecting to win every match. So yeah, good luck to them in their next matches. But on to the men's team, and it's Wakefield this week on a Thursday night, Alan. So it's a Thursday night at Odsal, which I think is our first Thursday night at Odsal, is it?
Oh, it might be, yeah, because we had a Thursday night when we went to Cass. But yeah, I think it's first Thursday night at Odsal that I can remember anyway. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Wakefield definitely in form. They've had 4 strong wins.
Yeah, the latest 20 points to 6 win over Hull KR, and that was at Hull KR, and I don't think they'd lost for quite a long time at home as well. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough ask. I think Wakey are definitely pushing the top spots this season, and I think they're going well. So it's going to be definitely a tough ask. If I'm thinking we'll play like we did last week, it could be a little bit embarrassing, but hopefully we will kind of play like we did in that second half of the Rhinos match the week before.
In terms of predictions, obviously we weren't here last week, and it was a 50-16 loss to the Rhinos. I predicted a 60-10 loss, so definitely not as bad as I predicted. Laura, you predicted a 52-12, so that was pretty accurate. So you scored 13, I scored 11. But this week against the Giants, I predicted 10 points to 28. So Bulls scoring 28 and Huddersfield scoring 10. And you said 30 to the Bulls, 24 to Huddersfield. So I actually won that one. So I got 14 points this weekend and you got 11. But it does bring our totals. Get this, you're now on 200 points for the season. I am on 199.
Oh, see, we're either both really good or both as bad as each other.
Well, yeah, but let's not comment on that. We did have a good listener comment for Magic Weekend, thinking that the Bulls would win 19-18. So it's disappointing that one didn't come off. But yeah, please keep your predictions coming in the comments of the in the podcast comments.
Yeah, we love to see your predictions, and I really like that optimism as well. I think I need a bit of the optimism at minute. I'm slipping back down into the pessimistic views. I think with Toulouse and York coming into their own at the minute, and just like I say, seeing that Toulouse score a 46-0 against St Helens, I'm thinking that we need to up our game.
Wait, they nilled them?
Yep.
Flipping heck. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, well. Yeah, well, what do we think then for Wakefield? Yeah, do you want to go first?
Yeah, right. I could choose to be optimistic, but I don't think I can be just by how we're playing. Really glad to be proved wrong, so I hope that means that, I'll do really poorly on these predictions. Mm-hmm. But I do think it's going to be a similar scoreline to the Rhinos match. So based on that, I'll go 48-12.
48-12, lock that in. Right, yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least we have home advantage on this one, so I'm going to be a bit more optimistic. What shall I say? 36-16. I'll lock that one in. So that would be... Oh, no, sorry, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? 16-36.
Yeah, so we'll wait and see what happens. Like I say, I just think with Huddersfield playing so poorly and us kind of just scraping by in that match, And the fact that Wakefield are totally on fire at the minute, I think it's going to be too big of an ask. It's, it'd be lovely to be proved wrong and lovely to get the win. But I can't really see it happening. But it'll be nice to be back at Odsal. It feels like a bit of a break since we've been there now. So it's, be nice to get back to match day, even if it was a Thursday night. But luckily, I've got the Friday off, so that'll be nice as well.
Oh, very good. Yes, I've got a very busy week this week, actually. So, it'll be nice to get to Odsal and forget about all the stresses of the week. So that brings us on to Bull or No Bull, where I have prepared 3 statements about Wakefield Trinity for Laura. And of course, you probably remember that Laura earlier in the season pitched 3 statements about Wakefield to me.
Oh, it depends how much research I did at the time, because I can tell you I've not done any this week, Alan.
Yeah.
This was a bit of an impromptu recording, wasn't it, Alan? Because, like I say, Alan's got a pretty stressful week this week, planning for his big travels across to Spain again for the summer. And I've got quite a busy week myself, so it's one of those where we're like, well, we're going to do the podcast. We can't miss it again like we did last week, just due to our little wood fire mishap.
Incidents, yeah.
So he says, no, shall we do it now? I says, yeah, let's go do it now. So, yes, sorry, zero prep got into this. Just a disclaimer before I answer these questions.
My 3 statements for you, Laura, are that Bellevue has been a rugby league ground since 1879. My second statement is that in the Super League versus Bradford, of the 35 matches that they've played, Bradford have won 18, so just over half. And the third statement is very topical because in this very magic weekend, against their local rivals, Cass Tigers, Wakefield beat Cass Tigers, so just Cass Tigers. It was a record win against Cass of 42 points.
Is that for this year?
It's a record, so it was the most points that Wakefield have ever beaten Cass by.
Oh, okay. So 42 points was the most they've ever beaten them by. Interesting. Well, that could be very true because they're usually quite close matches, even when one team is pretty poor one year. They do tend to up the games against each other. So 42 is quite a big gap. So, yeah, maybe that could be true. It's really hard with the numbers thing because it could just be anything. So I can kind of really believe that Bellevue has been a rugby ground since that point. I don't think it's ever been football based. I'm not sure. I think it is just rugby. And I know that obviously the team is quite old, so also could be true. And the other statistic could be true as well. So, but I'm going to go for that one as the false one, that we've just won over half the matches that we've played against them. I don't really know why I think that one's the false one, but that's what I'm going to go for.
And you would be correct.
Hey!
Yes, indeed. Bellevue has been the home of Wakefield Trinity since 1879, or maybe a bit earlier. The records are a bit unclear, but definitely since 1879. Versus Bradford. Bradford have in fact won 27-8 of the 35 matches.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, good record there. And yes, this Magic Weekend was a record breaker for Wakefield versus Cass, with Wakefield winning 48-6.
Yeah, well, with those statistics against Cass being the biggest win against them, it probably bodes well for Wakefield trying to scrape some back versus the Bulls, doesn't it, this week? But we shall see. Hopefully, the Bulls go in there, pumped up, ready to go, thinking, yeah, everyone's wrote us off anyway, so we might as well prove them wrong.
Yes, absolutely. And that brings us to the end of another episode of Talking Bullish. Thank you very much for listening, and make sure you check out our website at talkingbullish.fm, where you can find links to all the podcast platforms as well as ways to get in touch with us on social media.
Yeah, and thank you once again to everyone who keeps listening. Sorry that we were a bit absent last week, let's say, due to our mishap. I hope you weren't worried that we packed this in, because we're still here, we're still talking bullish, and hopefully we'll be here week on week. Even when we're apart across in different countries, we will still try and bring talking bullish to you to have a little chat about the matches, even if we'll miss you whilst we're there, Alan.
Yes, sorry I can't be there, but yeah, I have been investigating how we will continue to run the podcast even with the distance.
Anyway, so let's hope hope for a Thursday night win. So come on, you Bulls.